Every year we try and come up with a theme for our seminar by looking at the environment, what's happening within our national federations. And this year's, I think we thought it was important to talk about Entourage because we realized not many administrators actually talk about Entourage or understand how to appreciate the people behind the scenes when teams are traveling out and so on. And I thought it was an opportunity. But coupled with this is to strengthen some of the areas in terms of compliance on governance. And so the theme to that is also looking at what are the compliance areas that we need to look at from a governance perspective that the Secretary Generals will have to strengthen as administrators within their federations. But not forgetting that we're also talking about sustainability, and we like to know the things that are going to be implemented, what areas of sustainability should that be covered in as well. And part of the theme as we look at Entourage is also to support what collaboration will the Secretary Generals take within their own federations, either with other federations or partners and so on. So it's always an opportunity to also introspect into areas of support and finance and partnering and so on. So that's the overall kind of thing that we're going to be looking at in this general seminar. And what do we want to get out of this as number one is the appreciation of what Entourage is all about when teams are putting together for competition. And secondly is we want to come out with a balanced scorecard that will define how do we monitor the federation's operations and performance. And so each federation needs to start learning to do an introspection of themselves, like a self-assessment too. So that was one of the things. We've put that in place as a discussion point because in 2021, during the Secretary General, we agreed on some minimum standards that each federation should be able to follow in terms of governance. And I think this particular fourth one is now to cement the tool that we will be able to now be used and begin to use that to measure the federations from year on and going forward and so on. And so we trust that will come out strongly, but also we believe that through the discussions we want to focus on technical people within the federations. What is the impact of the technical personnel that we have supported as NOC in terms of their development? Are they still available and consistent? So we need to agree on ways on how we can create sustainability of the capacity build development that we have enhanced into the federations. Yes, we realize that as NOC we also have partners under NIF, and also that these sports NGOs who are actually our partners are in the community, they are on the ground, and some of them are very close to some of the activities our federation do. But they also have good resources among them in terms of personal resource, qualified people for various areas, even to do with stigmatization, to do with anti-doping, to do with education, because those NGOs get supported from the other partners who fund them. And so we want to bring them together so that the federation find their way of collaboration with the NGOs within their space. And so therefore the federation can also use those as platforms for their talent identification and also collaborate with them in terms of educational awareness and different tools that they can utilize. Because as sporting NGOs, I think they have full-time employees under research and research departments, and we want federations to begin to get some of those insights and opportunities to use the sports NGOs and embrace them as part of their partners.
Yeah, so this was a very, very informative seminar for me. It was very good for me to interact with, the different sports codes. As NOWSPAR, of course, we don't specifically deal with an individual or one sports discipline. We deal with a lot of different sports codes. So this was a great platform for me as a representative from NOWSPAR to interact with these people, and especially that they're coming on the same level, that they hold the same portfolios in the organization that they're coming from, so they have information basically around the same level. So it was very helpful to learn what is going on in their organization. And also, I think it allowed for me to see how we could engage with them. I think it was interactive in the sense that I was able to see how can we interact with them, in what areas could we be of use to these sports organizations. But also because, I mean, there's no sports discipline that does not have issues of women marginalization. So it was an important area for me to see the platform for women in the different sports codes. So yeah, I think it was an excellent, well arranged, but not only informative, but extremely interactive. I think this was a well-organized seminar by National Olympic Committee. I think you did a brilliant job. Yeah. Yes, actually we already are doing that. I think if you remember, not so long ago, we partnered with yourselves and we were talking about issues of safeguarding, for example. These are issues that are very pertinent, and sometimes we don't get the space and platform to talk about them. But of course, through your collaboration and as a mother body, I mean, you're interacting with all of them. So we find opportunities, like through yourselves, to talk about issues that concern us. Safeguarding. Safeguarding does not only concern women, sometimes it can concern men also in these organizations. So yes, there are plans to even have more interactions beyond what we've done so far. And we look forward to continued collaboration between ourselves and yourselves as the custodians of these sports codes, so that you allow us a platform to do more engagements, such as the ones that we've done in the past with yourselves. Yeah.
An well-organized seminar. I would simply say it has really added value to the General Secretary's offices. We are the chief executives of several sports admin. We control the events in the Federation. I take this seminar to be a high value, interactive, inclusiveness was there. It was so open to everyone. We are able, personally as Zambia Golf Union, I think we have learned a lot. People were very open to share knowledge. And you know, as usual, knowledge shared is knowledge gained. We gained a lot from our fellow General Secretaries. I took a leaf from, is it the coaches development program? I think that's where us as a golf union, we are losing out. We don't have so many coaches in the golfing sector because it tells them to qualify into certain golf coaching levels. So from the talk yesterday, it gave me an advantage. Now I'm able to approach the Olympics Committee, talk about how we can bring up this coaching program in the golfing sector. And yes, so soon we had visited the SG. We talked about this and they were so supportive and good enough. I'm here and I've learned a lot to say there's a room to bring up our coaches to take up such standard. Even in terms of support for our young golfers, I think I've learned that there is space. We don't need just to keep quiet. We need to collaborate. We need to talk to people how we can improve the sport of golf. Yeah, I pick from the political line where they say there's no small sports in this country. Every sport is very, very important for our health, for our usual interaction. I was so happy to get, the man from Botswana talking about fun. We need to enjoy, we need to put ourselves forward. Do not underrate yourselves. Sports is for everyone, whether small, big, or stronger, in other words. So sports is for everyone. Don't underrate yourself to be a small entity or a bigger entity. You learn more when you interact. When you spread around, you'll be able to do the best.
First of all, is to understand why they exist, and that then gives them a direction as to what they need to be. And obviously, they need to look at issues of governance. And definitely the most important governance document, number one, is the Constitution, which gives guidance in terms of leadership and in terms of responsibilities. Of course, that is in brief. But going beyond that, also, they need to ensure that to support the governance systems and procedures in place, they need to have the policies that will, of course, complement what is provided for in the Constitution. That is on part of the governance. In terms of identifying the gaps during the organization assessment, definitely they will see and realize the need for them to develop. And the only way to develop is to come up with a strategic plan, because then the strategic plan will give them the vision, the mission, and the direction, and how to get what they want to be in the society. So definitely the strategic plan is a guide in terms of fulfilling the objectives, in terms of image building, in terms of just direction and resource distribution, because you must know and realize that we don't just place resources and energies anyhow, anywhere, because now the strategic plan will give them that direction, and they will realize where they need to invest their energy and where they need to place their resources in order for them to get the results. So that is the starting point. And also to the general secretaries, they are the engine of the organizations. They are the CEOs, and of course, in terms of operational and administrative decisions, they are made by them. They represent the executives, and of course, they are accountable to the executive. And for them, they have to be really up to the game, because if the organizations have a weak general secretary, a general secretary who doesn't understand his roles, a general secretary who is not forceful in terms of implementation, a general secretary who is not able to lead, a general secretary who is not able to organize things and make things happen, then the organization will fail. So importantly is the general secretary has to be knowledgeable and give guidance to the president, who is a political figure. You understand? So us is the implementation. All what we do must be in line with the Constitution and also the policies. So once you have a direction, you know it's very easy and simple to implement and get the results that you want. It's not just about money. It's about, first of all, putting your house in order and understand where you want to go, and share with now stakeholders and sponsor partners, because partners would want to associate themselves with a leading organization, and the organization that is well organized in terms of accountability, in terms of transparency, because the principles of governance, one of the components of that is accountability and transparency and responsiveness. So definitely for my colleagues also to excel, they really need to be up to the game as general secretaries, because they provide the guidance and they lead the development part of the organization. Implementation of all activities is based under that. So once you have a clear direction, you have a constitution, you have guiding document policies in place, you have the right people in positions, definitely it becomes easy. But it all comes up to the responsibility of the general secretary to ensure that you reorganize the organization, the association, bring everyone together, identify the people with expertise that will be able to assist in the implementation of your program.